right. Are you ready, my friend?
I am ready. Yes. Let's
All right.
do this.
Do this like a done thing.
Mm,
Streaming. Streaming's good. And away we go. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and good now to you. This is 365 Message Centre, and you are with Daryl as a service. I know, I keep surprising myself that I actually get to say it properly. And we have Daniel Glenn from Tennessee, the home of.
Me? I don't have anything this morning. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I sorry.
No, it was one of those mornings. Look, Let's be human, people. I get up at 4:30 to run the show at 5 local time, New Zealand. It was one of those mornings I just didn't feel like getting up. Yeah, but we're here, and we're also joined
Yes, we
by
are.
we're joined by Sandy as well in the chat room. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Hello, Sandy.
Just can't talk back, Tara.
Yes, you can. I'm watching for her
Well,
typing, and I
okay.
will see
Yeah.
her response in about 30 seconds or so. And that's the fun
That's right.
of live streaming. There are ways of managing this.
That's right.
And look, it has been fun. You might have seen that we're kind of busy queuing up a few other things coming up, which we'll mention a bit later in the show. But do check out the little eye mark in the top right hand corner to see what our episodes are later on in the week. I woke up to Simon Denton, Steve Collier, and a few others having a good discussion about the topic already, thrashing it out on Twitter. And I thought, whoa, man, you guys are
Awesome.
busy already. Just save some for the game, right?
Right.
Save some for the game. uh, so your message center,
Yes, sir.
the admin.microsoft.com message center. We were just talking about that, weren't we?
Yes, we
It
were.
has changed a little while ago.
Yep.
Speaking of changing names, and it's all getting in line with Microsoft 365. There's something else that's changed names, which we'll mention in the list. But yeah, it's this thing of like Office.com or Microsoft.com, and
Yep.
which one should we use? Let's take a look at what we've got. Yeah, we do have a message that I think we might have raced past last week, and I'm glad you got me to drag it out of my dismiss list. I'm pretty sure that we talked about it, but yeah, I think you're right.
I do not think we did. And this one, it really does require a little bit of attention to it. Updating the audit features for Exchange. It's a big deal if you're auditing, and you should be if you have this capability, but to be able to audit your mailboxes. And so this is turning this audit-enabled setting on automatically for you in Exchange. So not having to do that with PowerShell or anything like that manually if you want it turned on. So you can preemptively override the setting via PowerShell, but if you want it turned on, then they're going to turn it on for you automatically. So.
No, that's good. I mean, I don't expect there to be massive performance hits because it is turned on, and because we're living in a cloud world where we can't dive in and have a look at the logs ourselves.
Right.
Oh, this is good. We do have logs. We've got trace logs. We've got all sorts of other things to use
Right.
within the compliance center, and this certainly is one that would be important to have turned on. I know it's a slightly different topic, and maybe it's of the same line of thinking, but was helping a customer this week about answering the question: are OneDrive actions audited and turned on by default? In particular, if they have the anonymous link turned on, are they also auditing who is sharing documents anonymously with people outside of the org?
Right.
I know that there's some more granular stuff that's coming to be able to report, but some of this is already turned on by default. It would seem. You can go in and
That's right.
see. had a look and saw that some files were shared externally, and I can go in and the interesting thing is one of those log entries says who has accessed it. So not just who shared it, but who's accessed it. So there's a log entry there, and it says anonymous accessed it. Oh, no surprises there.
Right.
But thank you.
That's right. When you share it anonymously, Anonymous will access it.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, it's working.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that's in the same line of thinking. It's important that we can audit these actions and check it out. So that was the last week's early dismissal. Sorry about that. Advanced e-discovery for search. So searching and tagging. Look, I haven't looked too much into using this, but the thing about being able to tag these items, I think there's another one a bit further along about tagging too, allows us that when we do our e-discovery searches that we can more easily form cases around certain things. So rather than it just being a big blob of here's everything that this person did, you can start tagging.
Be able to tag it.
Certain, certain actions. And that, when it comes to putting evidence together, you're supposed to touch it as little as possible.
Right.
So, a feature like this means that you can get your data in order, your evidence in order, but you're not tainting it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So e-discovery, and always providing more tools for people who need to do that kind of tracking and tracing.
That's
you got
right.
this one? Enhanced anti-phishing capabilities.
Yeah, this is. When I was looking at this, I started. Well, I didn't really applaud out loud, but and I think I've mentioned this before, maybe even on a couple of occasions, that it would really be amazing if we could do a much better job at managing email and helping people understand if the emails they're getting are legit. And this being able to make sure that you're not a victim of phishing or spoofing. Spoofing is a big deal. You get an email and it looks like it's from your coworker, so you trust it, and it's not from your coworker, from someone else. They just pretended, in the headers to be that person. So this new information that we're going to be able to see, but also policies to implement, is fantastic. And if you're in Office 365, I would highly advise you to be using Advanced Threat. If you're not in Office 365, go ahead and move there and use the Advanced Threat, because you do get these functionalities that I think every organization should be using. And this is alerting us to even more this functionality coming. So insights on phishing and spoofing, like I said, as well as insights on domain and user impersonation. Again, just giving that confidence that the emails that you are getting are indeed legit and are not trying to get you to click on a link that's going to, run some malicious code, or have you fill in information on a website that looks legit but it's not, or that that the email is actually coming from the person that it says it's coming from. So huge.
Yep. Look, remind me, the advanced threat protection, is that something that comes with the E3 or the E5?
It is not.
No?
It is. I believe it comes with E5. I I probably should confirm that before saying that out loud. But it is an add-on to E3.
Yeah, but it's, as you say, it's important to try and reduce the. I know it sounds terrible, but the amount of thinking that people have to do to just get their job done but not get caught out. And that's the whole point about these phishing things, is that it's taking advantage of your tiredness, your busyness, your not the ability to just detect those slight things that are not quite right. And that catches you out, and then before you know it, you've got something else to put out in terms of fires.
I'm looking at the advanced threat protection page here, and it looks like it's not included in E5. It just says that you can add it to these subscription plans, which E5 is part of that. So, anyway.
All right. So
but you should add it.
Well, no. Let me say this then. We go back to what the point of the message center is, and that it is about your tenant, and
right.
That if you have this feature, you get told about it being advanced or improved.
Yep.
Or if I don't have it, why is it there?
Yeah, it's a new feature that maybe you would like. I'm not saying it should be. It's a new feature rather than an updated feature. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I agree. Is this the place to get marketing materials? And that's really what this is kind of, right? Marketing, trying to get you to. So.
If it was going to be anywhere, it would be in one of these admin centers, security and compliance. Let's see if we go into like a special extra tab so we don't lose our way. It logs in. Extra special tab. Loading.
Mm-hmm.
Which face should I put? Which side should I put our faces on? Protection. Let's throw that over to the right. And we have some GDPR stuff. We have some data loss prevention, threat management. So I would say that's where we would expect to see it. Attack simulator. Yeah. Maybe I do have it, but it's under a different name, and it's severely hobbled, and it's not advanced threat protection. Maybe it's just threat protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my comment would be what? Yeah. Thanks for letting me know that it's a possible thing that I could buy for my tenant, but I don't have it, do I?
We've talked about this before. About it would be nice to have a message center, but have more metadata based upon. Really what it is, and this is marketing, and I'm not saying it should be marked marketing, but at least be able to give us a category that is, it pertains to me, I'm already using it, or it applies to my licenses, and I really need to tell my users. This is not something I need to tell my users about, right? If I'm not using it, then this is something that us as an organization need to discuss and figure out if we want to implement. But it's not I need to include this in my weekly or monthly newsletter, or hopefully more so it's actually maybe it's a news site on a SharePoint site, or whatever. However, I'm communicating those updates. This is not something I would communicate to my employees unless we're already using it and it's already implemented, and just saying, hey, it's getting better. We're being proactive and in these areas. Yoo-hoo, right? So I agree with you.
Yeah, there is nothing I need to do to prepare for this change, because I don't have it. But if I did have it, I would still actually, I would still let people know. Look, we've got something in place that we can prevent or reduce the amount of phishing going on.
Yes.
All right. We have a brief thingo in the trusts about the trust centre, so we know that whenever there's a change to contractors and subcontractors, that they are transparent about that. In case you don't want to do business with them and you just want to shift out of Office 365 simply because there's a change in contractor. Right. I don't know. There might be other reasons for that kind of transparency, but this is good. We don't have a lot to say about that.
Nope.
Go check the list. We're rolling out multiple feature updates for SharePoint Online self-service site.
So did you skip, or do you not have the Skype for Business maintenance?
I don't have it. Do you have it?
I do. I do have a planned maintenance for Skype for Business. It's just, and it's not really worth, I don't think it's worth switching over the screen. It's just that during this time, users might experience limited functionality with Skype for Business. It's starting August 1st, 2 a.m. UTC to August 1st, 5 a.m. UTC, so a 3-hour window. Again, this is one of those where they try to put it off hours, but with global organizations, it's difficult to do that. So just be mindful of that. So because this is in mine and not in yours, I'm assuming, I think it's a safe assumption, but I'm assuming it's because it's my data center, not yours. That, yeah, because and it will only impact users in the NOAM region, the North American region.
NOAM.
So that's it.
All right. All right. So back to that SharePoint.
Yeah.
Self.
Yeah, this is huge.
Is it?
Well, I mean, it's just there's a lot here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing, we're trying to be the SharePoint group and the OneDrive group. I think done a great job of announcing new capabilities, but there's some things in here that that really do have some implications on how your users are going about doing things. And one thing is I think let's start at the top, but with the site templates being available for non-connected Office 365 group sites. So being able to create that modern site, used to only be able to create a classic site, webpart, pages with sites, and for one that you just wanted to create that didn't connect to an Office 365 group. Now you can create a modern site that isn't connected to that group. So that's a plus. Moving on to that kind of another process of trying to get us off of classic sites, I think, because the modern sites is where the innovation is happening. But the second of this, improving the sub-site creation settings, I think is another way they're trying to help us become more flat and not create a bunch of sub-sites. Those two, I think the language setting options is something that I only briefly deal with or infrequently deal with, but it would be important for others. But those two, the be able to create a modern page and then be able to, or modern site, and then really the understanding how you can create subsites and whether that's going to be visible or not. I mean, that's the big part of this announcement.
Yeah, I get it, like the need to be able to create a site where it isn't connected to an Office 365 group. There are plenty of reasons why, you're not using it as a collaboration space. But I thought that the 365 group was the new way of managing membership. And we do still have the traditional owners, contributors, visitors groups in SharePoint, don't we? It'll still be leveraging that, but with no Office 365 group, we do go back to that kind of management of permissions, don't we? Or security groups.
Well, we've always had the capability of creating sites that were not tied to an Office 365 group. Mm-hmm. They've just been classic sites. Now we're able to create modern sites. And I think and it's always been the case, I believe, during my conversations with those at Microsoft, that not every site is going to be connected to an Office 365 group. So that's... I think that's a big... You can think about your homepage, your intranet. That's not connected to an Office 365 group. And you can go on from there. But so this announcement is just being able to not only, yes, you can create classic, but you can create these modern pages now. You can create a communication site and not have to have it tied to a group, that kind of stuff. So that's really what this is about.
Yeah, I think you said it earlier. It's that important step of helping people, organizations moving from classic to modern sites, given them those new tools. A comment I have around the language selection at the time of site creation. That is useful. Do you have to also, I guess you might not have to this too much, but change the local time or the time zone for team sites that have been created? We changed it over here because, or if we remember.
If you remember, that's right.
Because I know, like the document creation and upload, it kind of it's listed in a relative format, in terms of it was 7 days ago, it was this, it was that, but it is still picking up on that default date which we all know and love from PTC and Redmond and etc. PTS rather. Yeah. Do you think that it would be useful to have something like that when we create a site, to be able to also choose our time zone, kind of like when we access our mailbox for the first time?
Yeah, I think that's annoying as anything. But anyway, for the Exchange bit, I actually think it would be great to have that, but also a lot of other things. If you could, a lot of other metadata, not just time zone, but quite a few other settings that are there or should be there. So it'd be great to have, a panel to say, I'm going to fill in this stuff before, so I don't have to go around clicking, to change different settings in different places. So prompt me for that. So that's a great idea, Daryl. Let's see if we can get that implemented.
Because it feels really weird when I've just created this document, but it was actually yesterday that it was uploaded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, this one that we're finishing off with, which it's good to know, and it's good to know that it has been dealt with for us by redirection. If you're into using Sway in your organization, the address for where Sways live will change from sway.com to sway.office.com, not sway.microsoft.com.
Right.
It's an Office product. Is there a concern about Sway links breaking, Sway URLs breaking? No, they're taking care of that redirection for us. So don't worry too much about that. But any new and future Sways will be sway.office.com. Is this a pattern for excel.office.com, word.office.com? I know outlook.office.com is there.
It is, and I wish it was. Me, there's only like 2 or 3 things that I consistently say on this show. And one of those is I love consistency. Wait, I just said, anyway.
Oh, man, you're doing the hidden.
No, I like consistency. And so, Sway, I'm going to set aside my personal thoughts on Sway just to say that, it has traditionally been part of the Office suite, not one that you install on your desktop, but when it was added, it was part of Office. I mean, that was what it was being promoted as that. So I would think, and I would want any of those products that are like that to be consistent in the domain that they are in, right? Mm-hmm. So
we visit Word from the app launcher and office.com, and I would pick that. Maybe we'll see word.office.com. Actually, that's something that I do like about recent changes. I know it was a little while ago, but you go to Word, and now this feels like it's a home or a center for the Word application, and it does, to some extent, match what we see now in the product. You start up Word on your desktop, and you have a home for Word, which shows you the recent documents and another line there for templates. It doesn't just give you this big page of templates that many people don't really start off with. So good to see that all kind of match. But yeah, I would say that we may see word.office.com. I know it's probably not good of me to start rumors, but
So I was just typing away in the chat room. Suzanne had asked, can going back to the time zone thing, site designs set the time zone? I do not know the answer to that. That would be an interesting. Site design is being able to create a site design, and when you're doing creation, it be able to create that site based upon a design that you specified. So I don't know the answer to that. I would think so, but I don't know for sure. So that is a good question. Maybe we can ask the Twitter world and figure that out. In fact, I'll do that right now.
Yeah, and Suzanne's asking because she's from New Zealand too. Hey.
Right.
So she's up at a crazy hour. Good to see you here, Suzanne.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
That's right. That's our messages for this week. There's something I did want to show you, but my tech isn't quite working. I wanted to show you something that I've been enjoying using recently. When you're using OneDrive and you are previewing documents, I found the PDF viewer and editor to be awesome. Like, I can go in there and read a document and then turn on editing, and I can highlight and circle and mark up and drop comments and add notes to the page. I think that's pretty cool to be able to do that and then use that as a way of giving feedback on a document with the rest of your team. It's only available in the OneDrive app, that experience, so you can't go to your OneDrive in the browser and find the same kind of thing. But yeah, I just found that quite useful. Can't show you, sadly. Go find it yourself. Go have a look. Don't be lazy.
Go look for yourself.
Yeah, just take my word for it and pull out that phone or that tablet and just do it. Have you noticed anything or started using a different tool lately that might have changed?
That's a very good question. I have not. Well, I have, but I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
But one that just keeps coming to mind. But I have not had. I mean, the OneDrive. OneDrive is always adding things. Like that whole search experience within the mobile app is fantastic. But I haven't had anything this week, or kind of something I want to talk about.
Now, I was listening to something about OneDrive, and I think it was 200 and something file viewers was the last number I had in mind, and bam, all of a sudden there's 300 and something. They continue to add them, so it's just really awesome that you can continue to use OneDrive as like your cloud-powered files explorer. It's not just about your files anymore. It's where I go to access the sites that are part of my tenant, and I can traverse the different files and see what I've been working on recently.
And they're going to continue to make improvements to that, because I think the overall overwhelming thought is that I want an experience where I need to be able to get to my stuff no matter if I'm on my phone or my desktop, and so making it easier to get to my stuff is definitely something that is being worked on, and Microsoft has been very open that they want that to happen, and so they solicit feedback all the time to get help to make that happen.
Look, I think just to finish off too, I did want to talk about a couple of live events that are coming up. So later this week, we finally get Simon Denton and Steve Collier together. Now, this picture was inspired by the private chat as we're trying to organise the episode. We're talking about the topic, when should you shift from Skype to Microsoft Teams? And they are kind of taking opposite sides of the argument, which is why I think Simon or Steve put in this, hey, save it for the ring. So we've got Rocky there who's trying to do a one-arm push-up. Interesting. That's what I woke up to this morning about some early kind of arguments and things. Nice to see the rest of Twitterverse getting involved as well. But yeah, do tune in to that. As you can see, it's a relative time there. It's live in 2 days, and my local time will be at 5 a.m. But you go in and find out for yourself. Go into youtube.com/regarding365. You'll find the live events at the top there listed, ready to subscribe to our channel and click to get the reminder. That's always useful. Oh, I should do that myself. Set reminder. That's how it works.
Boom. You just click it.
Told.
You're done.
Yeah, that was easy. So, what else? Actually, no, I was going to show you one other one. We are planning way ahead this time. We have... go back one space. We also have a demonstration and discussion on Microsoft Whiteboard. and thus the whiteboard-inspired thumbnail. Went into Whiteboard, shared it with the various people that'll be coming to discuss. Got Ian Micketel, March Rogers, and they are also 2 of 3 hosts for a cool podcast called The Better Show. If you do need to get some tips around how to do things better, then they're a good one to listen to. And good one that I listened to recently was the public speaking one with the guy who founded Wunderlist. I forget his name, but he's really interesting. Then we also know Louise Fries of not recent fame, but certainly magnified fame, because she's official sketchnoter for Microsoft Ignite, and going to be quite a busy pen there. But Louise was always interested in inking and technologies there, so she's keen to join us, ask some questions, and even do some sketchnoting of the session, because you can do that. This whiteboard is big.
That's right.
Right. So yeah, we're looking forward to that, and that is as you can see there, Thursday, August 9th, and we've got local times there of Pacific time and sort of Germany, kind of Central Eastern is how I size that up. So yeah, good to see some couple of events, and then we might have to sort of just do the standard shows, Dan, because we've got quite a bit of prep to do. There's 6 of us from our team that are prepping to go to Ignite, and that's going to be we've got to make sure we get the quality in and created for our talks.
Yes,
can't be distracted by extracurricular activities, but yeah, that's that's us. So that was the 365 Message Centre, and a few other opinions and thoughts from Dan and Daryl and people in the chat room. Thanks for joining us, Sandy, Phil, Suzanne, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.